Hey there. In this instructional video, we're going to go over the FentAssure Instant Fentanyl Residue Test. The FentAssure test and kit are useful because they provide you with a reliable result from fentanyl residue contamination in as little as just 5 minutes. But before we go over the sample collection and extraction process and the test itself, let's go ahead and post up our sample template in the one area to be tested. For posting up your sample template in the one area to be tested, you'll want to go ahead and label your template. As you can see here, I'm labeling this template closet, and I am numbering it sample number 1, and I'm also detailing the date. Once you've labeled your sample template, use the stickers provided to attach the template to the surface to be tested. So here you can see I'm putting one sticker at the top of the template and one sticker at the bottom of the template, and then attaching the template to the non-porous surface that we will be testing. Now it's time to throw on your nitrile gloves so we can get going with the sample collection and extraction process. Go ahead and place all test components out on the supplied wax paper. Open the fentanyl extraction buffer bottle and put the open bottle aside on the wax paper and place the cap adjacent to it, and exercise care to not spill the liquid buffer. You want to keep the buffer in the bottle. And we're going to remove the gauze wipe from its packaging, and we're going to get our pipette, which looks like a mini turkey baster, and we are going to draw the fentanyl extraction buffer from the buffer bottle and transfer it onto the gauze wipe. So draw up the fentanyl extraction buffer to the top of the pipette, and when you've done this, be sure to hold the pipette tip slightly up so that the buffer does not drip out. You want to keep the buffer in the pipette. And now with the gauze wipe in your hand, fold it in half and carefully add 10 drops of buffer to the folded gauze wipe and moisten it evenly throughout. Now we are going to go to our posted sample template with our gauze wipe, and we are going to wipe the area within the template. First, we're going to do a tight up-down W fashion. Then we are going to move horizontally in rows in a tight Z fashion. And for the last pass, we are going to turn the gauze over and again move in a tight up-down W fashion. Now we can return back to the wax paper and remove the plunger from the syringe and tightly roll up the gauze wipe that we just took the sample with and insert that gauze wipe into the barrel of the syringe. Now you can reinsert the plunger back into the syringe, and we are going to get the fentanyl extraction buffer bottle, and we are going to push down on the plunger and expel the liquid from the gauze wipe into the extraction buffer bottle, being careful not to spill the liquid outside of the bottle. Now draw up the liquid back into the syringe and push down and expel the liquid into the buffer bottle. We are going to repeat this again, drawing back the liquid into the syringe and pressing down on the plunger and expelling the liquid back into the buffer bottle. And we are going to repeat this one last time for a total of 3 times, pulling up on the plunger, drawing the liquid back into the syringe, and then pressing down and expelling the liquid into the buffer bottle. Now, with the liquid in the buffer bottle, the sample is ready for testing. Now we are going to perform the test procedure. Remove the test cassette from the foil pouch and place it on the wax paper. Pipette up the extracted sample from the fentanyl extraction buffer bottle. And when you do this, be sure again to hold the pipette tip slightly up as to not spill the buffer. We're going to add 4 drops and only 4 drops to the sample well, which is the circular area on the test cassette. When you've done this, you'll want to set a manual timer or a timer on your smartphone for 10 minutes. Read the test results after 5 minutes have passed, but not after 10 minutes. With the test, the C is the control line and the MET or MET line is the fentanyl residue line. You have a negative sample for fentanyl residue if there is a MET line that you can see. If there's a visible MET line, then you have a negative test for fentanyl residue. On the other hand, if there is no MET line, if there's no line next to MET or MET, and there's no visible line there, then you have a positive test for fentanyl residue. The test can be considered positive because there is no visible MET line. So our sample can be considered negative. And now the test procedure is complete. When you're done, be sure to dispose of your nitrile gloves along with all related items by placing them in the bag provided and throwing that bag away. FentAssure does not require hazardous waste disposal, so you can be sure it will be perfectly fine throwing it in a kitchen or household garbage can. Thanks for watching this video, and best of luck with your fentanyl testing.